Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today is October 21st of 2019, and in this video I'm going to cover the numerology and gematria of the death of MLB umpire Eric Cooper at the age of 52. This man recently umpired the American League Division Series between the Yankees and Twins. 13 days after his final game, he passed away due to a blood clot that developed following knee surgery. Eric Cooper's last game was on October 7th of 2019. That date here in the United States is written 10/7. Using the standard alphabetic order, where each letter is assigned a number relative to its position in the alphabet, A is 1, B is 2, all the way through Z is 26. The name Eric Cooper sums to 107, just like the date of his last game. That date, 10 plus 7 plus 20 plus 19, has what we call primary numerology of 56. And if you read this article, I'm not sure if this one has it listed. Others did, including his Wikipedia page. He wore number 56 throughout apparently his entire career, and certainly the number he wore at the time of his death. Now, we talked about the 107, the date of his last game, and his ordinal gematria. The name Eric also 107 in extended. But 107 is a number of ritual sacrifice in the reverse method. This number representing 17 as zeros are dropped. The word kill equals 17 in reduction. Now notice how in reverse, kill sums to 28. Now there's actually a connection between these numbers. 107, again the ordinal value of Eric Cooper, is the 28th prime number. And the date that's written, 10/7, or October 7th, is the 280th day of the year. And this is especially significant because look at the date that he made his Major League debut. Actually, this was his umpiring debut for the minor leagues. I could not find the exact date when he first appeared in the major leagues. But what's important here is that when he died, 1996 was the year that he started. Notice he was an umpire for just over 280 months. And then his last game was on the 280th day of the year. Again, words that have to do with kill. What also stands out about the date of his last game is that, the date he died. The date he died leaves 72 days on the calendar. The name Cooper in the alphabetic order equals 72. And the date of his last game has gematria of 72. Now, what makes Eric Cooper so interesting is that he holds a really unique distinction as a Major League umpire. He's only one of two umpires in Major League history to call multiple no-hitters for the same pitcher behind home plate. The only other umpire in history to do this was Ed Vargo, and we'll talk about him a little bit at the end of this video. So Ed Vargo, in the 60s, umpired both a Sandy Koufax no-hitter and a Koufax perfect game 2 years later. Eric Cooper called balls and strikes for Mark Buehrle's no-hitter in 2007, and then again for Mark Buehrle's perfect game in 2009. So again, only one other umpire has done this in history, and this is very important. This death appears to be highly connected to the numerology of pitcher Mark Buehrle. Now, first of all, let's look at Mark Buehrle's perfect game. This man was born on March 23rd of 1979 and threw his perfect game on July 23rd of 2009, meaning when he threw that perfect game, he was 11,080 days old. In Gematria, the name Buehrle equals 118 with the alphabetic order reversed. Furthermore, Buehrle had previously thrown a no-hitter on April 18th of 2007, which was almost exactly 118 weeks before his perfect game. Mark Buehrle and Eric Cooper are connected in Gematria. Now, the other cipher I teach outside the alphabetic order is Jewish Gematria. This cipher, based in Latin, extremely important, with more modern English characters placed at the end. Check out how Eric Richard Cooper equals 530 in Jewish Gematria. Mark Allen Buehrle equals 503 in Jewish Gematria. So very similar numbers. In the reverse order, Mark Allen Buehrle equals 263. And this stands out because it's a prime number, the 56th prime number. Remember, Eric Cooper, for his entire career, wore number 56. Notice Mark Buehrle's birth date has what we call standard numerology of 105. The name Eric Richard Cooper equals 105 in reduction. So these two men are very numerically connected and might explain why this man was the umpire during Buehrle's no-hitters. Earlier, we looked at the gematria of the word kill, which sums to 17 and 28. Also notice the 59. It's not in the post, but I point this out because Eric Cooper died, I believe, 59 days before his birthday. But in the alphabetic order, kill equals 44. The name Buehrle has this gematria, so does no-hitter. The 44th prime number is 193. And this is significant for another reason. On the date of his death, umpire Eric Cooper was in his 19,300th day since he was born. But check this out. 193, the 44th prime number, is the ordinal value of pitcher Mark Buehrle, 193. In reverse, pitcher Mark Buehrle equals 293. Eric Cooper died on the 293rd day of the year at the age of 19,300 days. But this goes even deeper. So we saw the gematria of pitcher Mark Buehrle. What about umpire Eric Cooper? In ordinal, this sums to 189. If you measure from Mark Buehrle's perfect game, which Cooper officiated, to the date that he died, it was exactly 10 years and 89 days later. To cap this off, notice how Cooper died 211 days after Mark Buehrle's birthday. This is the ordinal value of ritual human sacrifice, 211. The word killing, also 211 in prime numbers. As I mentioned earlier, there was only one other umpire to ever call two no-hitters from behind home plate for the same pitcher. That was Ed Vargo. And it's pretty alarming how connected Ed Vargo is to Eric Cooper. Eric Richard Cooper equals 168. Edward Paul Vargo in ordinal sums to 168. Notice how Vargo also sums to 69 in reduction The primary numerology of the date that Cooper died was 69. Eric Cooper and Edward Vargo also have the same reduction gematria. And this keeps going, right? Cooper equals 72. The name Ed Vargo equals 72. Even Vargo in reverse equals 72. Cooper dying on the date that leaves 72 days in the year. We mentioned how Cooper was 19,300 days old. He also died 1,093 months after Vargo was born. All right, and I'm going to try and make a little more sense of this. There seems to be a significant code with 13 and the moon here as well. And of course, 13 is the number of the moon. The word moon begins with the 13th letter, ends with the 13th letter in reverse. We have 13 lunar phases every couple years. And the moon equals 99, just like the number 13. 99. 13 and sacrifice have the same gematria in Jewish and Hebrew, 347. And the phrases ritual human sacrifice, both equal 13 in gematria. This 347 is the 69th prime number, matching the numerology of the date he died. Notice how Eric Cooper was born in Des Moines. Des Moines equals 103. Wow, Des Moines also equals 323. Look at Mark Buehrle's birthday, 323. Cooper died 13 days after his final game. 1399, right? Umpire Eric Cooper equals 99. Just like the moon. In fact, Cooper has all sorts of matching numbers with the moon. 90, 36, 27. But check out the moon in Jewish gematria, 283. He was born in Des Moines, Iowa, which equals 1283. And if you measure from his first game as umpire on June 17th of 1996 to the date he died, you get exactly 280 months and 3 days. Interesting, he died at the age of 52. This was his life lesson number. Mark Buehrle, also with a life lesson number of 52, and his name equals 502 in primes. So I don't want to muddy this video up too much with the moon numerology, but the big part here is the connection to Mark Buehrle. And it's strange, you know, just as a part of the organic matrix as well. Keep in mind, I don't necessarily believe that this man was murdered intentionally. And I point this out because, you know, this was a picture taken of this man in 2018. And when you're in your 50s and you're this large, you're going to have a significant amount of health problems that could lead to your death. You know, you've seen people this young die of heart attacks on a somewhat regular basis. So I don't mean to insinuate that he was murdered, although he did have surgery. I guess it's possible, but when we talk about conspiracies with the medical realm, you know, that's where I'm a little skeptical. But you know, another thing worth pointing out too is that this picture was uploaded on September 9th, or 9/9. Remember, 13 equals 99. So does umpire Eric Cooper. So did someone upload this picture knowing that? I'm not so sure. Interesting, this was also 13 months before he died, or 406 days, the word sacrifice, 46. I don't know. But I want to point out that I did actually see the game that Mark Buehrle threw, the perfect game that he threw in 2009. And I think I probably just saw the last inning or two. I don't think I watched the whole game because it wouldn't have been in my market up in Milwaukee. But I did watch that game live, and in that game, during the ninth inning, Dwayne Wise makes an absolutely amazing catch to save the perfect game. And, you know, I talk a lot about on this channel how sports are rigged, and I, kind of believe this is the case, right? It seems pretty clear, but I also believe in organic numerology, in that even when games aren't rigged, there is still going to be recognizable numerology in those games. And if this was rigged, and this had to happen, and this was rigged by people, someone needs to explain to me how this was possible. Look at this catch. Is that rigged? There's no way. I mean, maybe I'm an idiot, and these guys are better than I think, but look at where he makes this catch. It's a good 1.5 feet over the wall, and then he juggles it. If you're rigging this game so that he has to throw a no-hitter, I strongly doubt that that's how they would do it. And, I always said that I would continue to make these videos and do this work until I stopped learning. And I don't feel like I'm done learning, because I look at this and I just wonder, are they that good that they could rig this no-hitter and then line this death up perfectly? I don't know. So, wild stuff here, but definitely thought that this was all worth bringing up. Pretty significant numerology here. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Again, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, click notifications, and keep checking to make sure you're still subscribed, since YouTube occasionally dumps subscribers from channels for some reason. Also, another thing I was going to mention, and again, if you've watched my work and seen my videos, you know I never ask for money. Coming up in January, I have to renew the website, gematrinator.com. I got to renew that domain. And again, I don't try to profit off of this work, because I don't want people to think I'm full of crap because I'm just making money off of it. However, if you have the means to do so, please feel free to donate through PayPal, and always use as a friend, remember. And, if you want to throw a few bucks in so that I don't have to pay out of my own pocket to bring the calculator to everybody, that would be awesome. Again, I have the money, and I'll pay it if I need to, but for anyone who feels this work is helpful and useful and wants to help out, now would be a great time, because I'm going to have to pay several $100s coming up in January to renew the domain. So, any help I get is appreciated. Again, don't feel obligated to. The work is free, but if you can and you want to, I would be happy to accept it. All right, guys. Thanks again. God bless. And we will talk to you all next time. See ya.